Right, what we're going to start with today, we're going to use the dark gel polish that I've chosen to create the base colour for all the set really. So just one coat of gel polish. I will use this colour all the way through the design, so I'll get rid of the bit of fluff. So yeah, one coat of gel polish, pop it in the lamp, let that set. And then using that inhibition layer, I'm going to use some chameleon flakes and create the geode sparkly bits at the centre of the geode. So pop that on there. I'm just using an old 3D brush for this, and pat that down really well. I like to keep all my layers nice and thin so we don't add bulk to the design, because when you're putting it over an infill or over a full set, you don't want them to be chunky. So I'll give it a smooth out, press that down really well. Then I'm going to quickly top coat that just to seal that in so it doesn't drag through all my top coat. So I tend to have a separate top coat for glitters and sparklers and pigments and stuff. So top coat that. And then I'm going to take my palette, which is my foil. I'm going to take some of my colours. So my main colour, I'm going to add a few contrasting colours in to do the geode marble. And so I've got a blue, I've got a tealy colour, bit of white. They're going to be my base colours for my marble. So I'm just going to blob them on there. No finesse yet again, just take a brush and give them a wiggle. So I'm going to have plenty of white. This will just make the colours that are on there pop. You can do this with brighter colours, but to be honest, I like this quite dark geode kind of colour set. So we're going to pop some more white on there and just give that a wiggle. I think it needs more white, so I'm going to pop a little bit more white on there. Give that a wiggle with a brush. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Team Gorgeous Gloss, which is a nice thin tack-free top coat, and I use this for all these kind of designs. So Team Gorgeous Gloss, making sure that everywhere's covered, and that's going to give a nice dispersion layer for the gel polish to sit into. So because the gel polish is slightly thicker than the top coat, I'm going to scoop it up with a flat gel brush. So I'm scooping up underneath the gel polish, and then into that wet layer I'm going to give it a wiggle. So you're laying it flat and just letting it come off the brush. There's no rush, take your time. And then just play around with it, and what you'll find is because the viscosity of the top coat is thinner than the gel polish, those colours will disperse. So I'm working round the geode centre and just playing around with it till I'm happy with it. It's so satisfying to do this. I love doing this kind of design. And it's quick, it's easy, it's simple. Once you've played around with it, you can add as much depth and detail as you like. I like to add lots of depth to my designs, but you could leave it at this and it'd still look good on a full set. A few gems, bish, bash, bosh, and you're done. So I'm going to add my green. So I've took the colour green because it is quite a natural colour and it makes everything pop. I'm going to run alongside that with some other little bits and bobs. So I'm going to take my main colour, my purple colour, and run that alongside that as well, just to make the green blend in a little more. So that will still disperse, so you'll see the colours that you've got already on there are just going really wishy-washy and dispersing out a little bit, so play around with them. Be careful when you put your top coat on to do this disperse layer, because you don't want it to flood your sidewalls and your cuticle, so you only put on what you need. That's why I like to use a nice thin top coat. So I've set that, I've cured that in the lamp. Now I'm going to pick out some of the detail with an 11mm detail brush and my white gel polish. So now I can get nice crisp lines. I don't need to disperse it. I want nice crisp lines to give a nice pop of white. And I'm then going to do the same with a very metallic gold flaky leafy gel polish in a sec. So pick out all the white bits that you want to pick out. And these are no good, these designs are no good for them clients that want exactly the same on every nail, because it's never going to happen. Let this design just flow, play around with it, have fun with it and enjoy it, because it is one of those designs that just goes with the flow. You can't really dictate where it's going to go. So I'm going to pick out the gold, because every geode's got sparkle in there somewhere. So I'm going to pick out with the gold, and this is a very fine glitter in a gel polish. You don't want anything chunky, you want a nice fine one. Again, think about your layers. You're going to then want to top coat this and keep this nice and thin. So get that gold on there. And when you're happy with it, have a check, have a good look. When you're happy with it, cure it, and then we are going to top coat it. So remember to keep your layers nice and thin. I'm adding a little bit of purple on here because there's purple in the flake that I did the geode with. So I'm adding a little bit of purple in there because I felt like it needed something else just to make that geode centre pop. So I added a little bit of violet purple in there, and you'll see it'll pop. So give it a top coat. What I like to do with designs like this when I'm layering up is I will top coat it, get it set in the lamp, let it cool, and then I will check my edges for any bulk, any blobby bits, check my edges for any mushy bits, and then give it a buff over and top coat again. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more. Thanks, bye.